You said it in the beginning of the conversation that that you were making traditional media really rethink their media, or rethink their approach, and I'm sure that a lot of media companies are looking at your property and rethinking. So, and maybe they're looking at your company thinking that maybe you've got what it takes to actually reshape their company. If you're to look at a media property out there that would make a good partner and a good fit for demand, who would it be?
You know, we've talked to a lot of them, and we think that every single one of these major companies need content, right? Whether you're Microsoft and you want content with Bing.
And they're not automating it like you are.
They're not automating the thought process through what people want, and then they definitely have not built this ecosystem of little steps that end up with very valuable content. So we think almost everybody, right? Yahoo could use it to sell display advertising against, Google. Right now is using our content. We're the largest supplier of all content to YouTube, right? We've supplied 180,000 videos, and it's only growing. Traditional media companies like newspaper businesses that are laying off people and need more content. So I mean, I think much like Google has the ability to produce ads for themselves and for the whole world, we hope to produce content for ourselves and someday produce a product where content can go across the entire web. So I mean, we look at the model in the same way. They're distributing ads, we're distributing content with ads.
Who do you see as your competitor?
You know, there's a number of companies out there that do some of the things we do. There's a lot of great companies. So Associated Content and Helium and a few others have a way of creating content, but it's different than ours, right? I mean, it's much more user-generated focused, and obviously
yours is.
Theirs
is less
more
quality
screening
control,
process. 75% of our writers either have written for newspapers, magazines, or published books.
That's 25% of published books.
Right. You remember from the class, right?
Of course.
That's one of the big differences. The other big difference is we have the fastest growing network of properties, second only to Facebook, on the entire internet, according to ComScore. So if you don't have the traffic and the ability for writers to get that traffic, that's another problem. So we have competitors there, right? Great companies like AOL and Yahoo and other companies have big networks. But there isn't anybody right on point that also has the Plug social media tools to add it all together. So I'd say there's a number of people that are playing in our space, but there's not one person that is got the same kind of integrated model that we have.
What do you think about About.com or Mahalo?
I think they're both great companies. They're just...
See any similar, overlaps or
About's got
partnerships?
Yeah, I think that we can partner with both of them. I think About's a great company. I think Mahalo's a great company. Those are just two very different models.
And then you talked about the media companies. You really didn't talk about. You said everybody you can partner with. But which media company do you actually admire? Which media company do you think is actually progressive?
Well, I mean, I think today, surprisingly, a lot of them are more progressive. For a while there, it seemed like they were all trying to do the same thing. They were all trying to just compete in the search business. But today, I mean, look, Google is always an oppressive business. I mean, I think just 5 minutes ago, right, they announced the integration of Twitter. Bing announced 4 hours ago the integration of Twitter into what they're doing. Facebook is growing like crazy, and through Facebook Connect, starting to really be able to use the social graph.
It's funny that you call them as the media the companies. I'm thinking Time Warner.
Right.
That's old line
stuff,
right?
Yeah, I think the traditional media companies are trying lots and lots of things. I'm not as familiar with their business model, but through Pluck, we power the majority of their social media. So we do work with them to help them think through social media.
How do you use those platforms to distribute your content? Do you use them at all?
Not yet. Well, again, I mentioned we use YouTube for our videos.
Right.
Right, and we use some
Facebook,
of the social media.
Twitter.
Right.
Have they helped at all?
They have. What we do right now is all of our writers and all of our content gets automatically fed
to Twitter.
Right, to Twitter and some into Facebook and to their friends list. So again, we're using the APIs that are available. We think it's just barely scratched the surface. And our goal is to get as much traffic through the social media sites as we do today through search and direct navigation. We want it to be a third, a third, a third. Right? A third of our traffic should come from search, a third from people directly typing in our URLs, and a third from the social media sites. And that's our goal.